President Benigno Aquino of the Philippines has announced a peace agreement with the country's largest Muslim rebel group in the south of the country. The outline deal with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front is designed to end a conflict which has left tens of thousands of people dead and has crippled the region's economy. It would eventually create a new autonomous region in southern, mostly Muslim majority areas.
The Philippine government has agreed a peace deal with Muslim rebels, ending more than 4 decades of violent conflict. The agreement represents a major breakthrough in trust between the authorities and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front separatists, and sets in motion the creation of a new autonomous region in the Muslim-dominated south of the mostly Catholic country. The transition, which should be completed by the end of President Benigno Aquino's term in 2016, will give the Muslim area more political and economic powers. The conflict has stunted the Philippine economy and killed more than 120,000 people, but the new deal should now bring peace and free up untapped deposits of oil, gas and mineral resources in rebel areas.
Well, the new political entity is called Bangsamoro. It was created in the Philippines after the government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front reached an agreement just today after undergoing peace talks in Malaysia. The Philippine President Benigno Aquino III called the autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao a failure. This was an effort created back in the 70s for peace talks between the Muslim community and the Philippine government. He said that many people continue to feel alienated by the system and resort to warfare to air their grievances. They chose the name Bangsamoro to honor Muslim history in Mindanao from the Malay word Bangsa, which means nation or people, and Moro, the tribes indigenous to Mindanao.
The work does not end here. There are still details that both sides must hammer out. Promises must be kept, institutions must be fixed, and new capacities must be built nationally and regionally in order to effectively administer the Bangsamoro.
Well, it's interesting, Natalie, because it is a significant step forward, but essentially this strategic framework, that's what President Aquino is calling it, is really just an agreement to come to an agreement. It's double-edged in that way. It shows that both sides really want a peace deal, and they've been negotiating. The MILF and the Philippine government has been negotiating for about 15 years now. But it also shows significant disagreements between both sides that prevented a real deal at this time. Both sides had said earlier that they had expected to have an agreement at the end of last year, which slipped to this year. What's most significant, though, is that both sides, both the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Philippine government, have agreed that the existing autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao has essentially failed. They announced it would be replaced by an area now to be called Bangsamoro, which has great emotional significance for the MILF. They identify themselves as part of a historic fight. The Moro Islamic Liberation Front, the Bangsamoro people, were essentially there in the southern Philippines before the Philippine government ever began.